In 2016, the World Health Organization identified that antibiotic resistance is one of the major global threats to human health, and in 2017, they recently released their Dirty Dozen, the list of those 12 bacteria for whom it's absolutely identify novel antibiotics because they are resistant to everything we have on the shelves. The rate of newly emerging resistant bacteria far outpaces drug discovery, and this is in part because our therapy today is general, having no information about our bacteria and how our choices of drugs affects the likelihood of resistance emerging rather than simply treating patients. This disconnect exists because we do not understand the evolutionary landscape, which I will liken to a roadmap, which at the moment is blank. Imagine you and I were taking a trip. We would consult a roadmap to choose the best possible path for our needs. Evolution has a roadmap where, rather than cities, the destinations are mutations, and the topology is guided by the interactions between these mutations. Evolution guides organisms through natural selection one step at a time, blindly. It has no endpoint in mind. It simply takes the next best possible step. The reason we cannot ignore this blind wandering nor our ignorance of this landscape is because if you take one bacteria doubling every 20 minutes left alone for a week, if 1 in every billion of its offspring makes the right step, and if a step were 1 meter of our actual space, evolution would explore 79 times the area of our observable universe within that week. Manpower cannot compete with evolution. I use computers to distill the wealth of genetic information we do have. I'm identifying pairs of mutations that show signals of interacting. We can start drawing the evolutionary landscape, following up these mutations within the lab to get a better understanding of their true impacts. We have applied this so far to Pseudomonas aeruginosa's genome, number 2 on that Dirty Dozen list, and we have identified thousands of pairs of mutations. So far, I've reconstructed one of these pairs in the lab, and yes, they interact, and yes, it affects antibiotic resistance. Through my research, we can go from general therapy to more personalized medicine, having an understanding of this evolutionary landscape, knowing which trajectories our bacteria are upon are dead ends rather than hopeful new resistances. In the future, we will have options so that by knowing a little bit about the bacteria infecting our patients, we can make better choices so that rather than developing new resistances, we continue to offer great human health.